Edwards Wines is family owned and operated. Myself being the winemaker, my brother Christo, the viticulturist. Dad originally bought this property back in the late 80s, and the reason he bought it actually initially was because you could put an airstrip along the back. The idea of becoming a wine producer back then was really secondary. His plans were to land his planes, build a house, run a few cows, maybe grow a few grapes and sit back and retire. One thing's led to another. We now have 28 acres under vine. We produce wine and sell it all around the world. So we've come a long way from those early days in the late 80s, early 90s, when it was really just going to be a little retirement hobby for Dad. Our first vines were planted in 1993, modest 6 acres of Semillon. We've now grown to 65 acres of under vine. We have Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Merlot, Shiraz and Cabernet planted. We produced our first wine in 1999 after several years of selling grapes to Cape Mentel. In 1999 we produced a modest 250 cases of Semillon Sauvignon Blanc, and we're very lucky to win 2 trophies and 3 gold medals in our first year with our Semillon Sauvignon Blanc. I think our aim is to have consistency year in, year out, and that's what we pride ourselves on. I think the other variety that we make, and also that a lot of Margaret River producers are getting a handle on making now, is Shiraz. It's actually a relatively tough grape to grow in Margaret River. It's very vigorous, and as a result you have to put a lot of work in the vineyard to get it right. But if you do get it right in the vineyard, shoot thinning, crop thinning, opening up the canopies, getting the berries nice and ripe and not being overcropped, you end up with a very unique style of Shiraz. And so much so, I think a lot of people are recognising now that Margaret River makes some pretty smart Shiraz, as long as it's done properly, and we're no exception. We're very proud of our Shiraz.